with the dreamers and the discipline, stepping into entrepreneurs mindset on what they do to succeed. And I have with me today the legendary DJ Jimmy Jam out of Thomasville, North Carolina. This man has created a lot of memories in the tri-A area, probably created a lot of babies, stimulated a lot of success in others, and I think his story should be told. So, Jimmy?
Just for the record, I didn't make the babies.
Okay. I think you created a lot of good vibes that created the babies.
There you go.
Could you introduce yourself?
Once again, DJ Jimmy Jam is what everybody know me by. Born and raised here in Thomasville, North Carolina. Traveled a lot of different places, but this is home, and this is where I am, and this is where I feel like I should plant my seed, not only with my family, but as far as business-wise and trying to give back to the community.
So how did you start with this passion for music and DJing?
Music, it actually started from, now, for your generation, because I'm a little older, I'm from that breakdance era, so I had a group and I think this is the first time I started feeling like I could, I hate to use the word like lead people, but in this group I was kind of like the spokesperson, the lead person, and even though we were teenagers at the time, I set it up where we went to, they used to have what they call World's Fair, so we 16, 17 years old, and we're on the bus going to Tennessee by ourselves. I'm the head guy in charge, HNIC. And from the breakdancing part, DJs, what we would dance to, DJs was more involved in music back then. So I started hearing these DJs doing their thing, so I said, I think I can do that. And there's this guy from Thomasville, the first time I ever saw, because again, this is prior internet, so I couldn't Google what DJs do. And I was on Church Street and I saw this guy DJing, Fat Man. That's what he called him back then. And he had this equipment from overseas. So he had 2 turntables. And he was playing an instrumental beat and a Richard Pryor record. And I was like, how is he playing 2 records at the same time? Like, it blew my mind. And once I saw what he was doing, of course we were too young to be at this party, but we snuck back there. And it's weird because I remember my friend was kind of off into the party, kind of like trying to look at the older ladies, the older girls. But I was locked in on this guy and how he was doing what he was doing. And that started it. So then I started listening to more mixtapes from New York and mixed CDs, and then we would go to Greensboro and DJs, got in DJ contests, and I worked. I knew my mom at the time wouldn't have money to buy me equipment. I grew up in the projects. So my mindset from then even to now is, if you want it, then you gotta go get it. So at 16, I'm cutting grass, raking leaves. I started working through the city program, just whatever I could do, because this equipment was not cheap, even then and now. Yeah. Right. So I started going to the Greensboro, to this pawn shop, and I just started building equipment from there. And ever since then, I've just been buying equipment and building from there. So that's really the beginning of how it all started with the music.
What was your first official party as DJ Jimmy Jam?
Well, to go back to the name, I never gave myself that name. And just for the record, I'm okay with it now because it's money. But in the beginning, I never liked that name. I had other names for myself, but a classmate of mine, because this is back in Morris Day and the time, we had Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis. That's the famous Jimmy Jam, right? So my friend would always, in the hall at the middle school, he would say, "What's up, Jimmy Jam?" I'm like, man, I ain't know the Jimmy Jam was, but he kept saying that every time he saw me, and then other people would hear it, and then they started doing it. So I was like, wait a minute, Jimmy Jam. I said, I don't really like it. Then I like to be original. So I didn't think it was original, but I couldn't get away from it. So then when I started transferring into the DJing part, I said, well, you know what? Maybe if I just put DJ in front of it, that would be the difference. I'm DJ, he's Jimmy Jam, but I'm DJ Jimmy Jam. So that's how the name started. Now the first official party I did for this girl, which just so happened to be the sister of the woman I married. It was on Turner Street at the administration building, and I did that party for $30 for Jill Taylor. That was my very first DJ event that I ever did in my life. It was for $30, and I really didn't even want the $30. I just wanted to DJ the party, but I was rich with $30.
Right.
So yeah, that was the first one.
Okay, and from there, they just enjoyed the music.
Yeah, from there, people started. The buzz was again. This is prior internet downloading. So if you wanted me, I would leave. I got my license, and I would get up on a Saturday morning and go to Greensboro to the record center in Greensboro on Elm Street, and I would just go through records, just sit there for hours. Just this record store, you could actually listen to it because again, there was no hip hop stations at the time, and I was a hip hop head. So you could sit in there and just listen to this music all day long before you buy it. So I was sitting there and listening. When I come back home, because there was no internet, if you wanted new music, if you wanted something fresh, you like go see Jam, cause I'm going to get it. So every Saturday so I was making cassettes. So it's like, hey man, can you make me a cassette with all that new music you got, with that music you got? So I started making cassettes, and then it just started going from there. So people say, hey, he got the music, I had the equipment. So then it was like, hey man, can you do this little party? Can you do that party? And then I started. So that's how it all started. Yeah. Okay. Then my mind started working.
The idea started.
Well, it was all in fun. It's still in fun now. Like, it's anything I do now. Even the parties that I do, where I have 800 something people come out or whatever. Obviously, there's a reward financially in the end, but inside, it's not about that to me. You know what I mean? Like, I like bringing people together. I like people to have a good time, and I like for people to say, this was off the chain. You know what I mean? And I just feel like I can give that to people. So that's really what the drive is. I know you're probably gonna ask me questions about it for people giving advice later, but my advice to people is if you going into a business and you doing it solely for money, then you already lost. You know what I mean?
You have created a job,
right? At
that point,
right? Yeah. You have to find your passion in something that you really love and you don't mind doing
for free.
For free. Now, what comes along with that later? It's fine. Going back to me DJing, I realized that people always ask me for cassettes, and of course I was selling them for like $5 or something like that. And then this DJ at this club, the golf club, the DJ was named John, and he would come to my house. I was like 18 years old. He would come to my house and he would give me $20, $25, $40 or something every Saturday to make cassettes from him. I was like, this dude I didn't know he was.
So you've been balling a long time.
A long time. So he was taking the mix that I was doing to the club and playing a cassette and had people thinking it was him.
Wow.
Yeah, but my mom was like, why does this dude come in every Saturday? So now I'm 18. You giving me this is in the 80s.
Right.
So you giving the 18-year-old kid $30, $40 a week? I'm good. You know what I mean? And so then I got the idea, people used to hang out at Washington Terrace Park in High Point, Winston Lake, Lexington, the pool. So I said, you know what? I can do something with it. So I got my little backpack. During the week, I sit there and we had high-speed dubbing with the tapes. So I would sit there and just make a whole bunch of my tapes. This is before the DJ Clue, DJ SNS, and I mean, I'm sure they were doing anything in New York, but I was selling mixtapes. That was my hustle. So I'm out there in the park. I had this little hustle. So that's when I started saying, I can start really doing something with this. And not to mention, it was more so about me getting my name out there. Because on my mix cassettes, obviously I'm saying my name. So it was more about getting my name out there, and it worked. People called on. So people started calling. I got a wedding, I got a birthday, can you do it for me?
And how I first was exposed to you as a young girl was through the mix. You have a teen party.
Right.
And also, like we spoke about the store, how did just DJing branch off into those other things?
The record store was called Cool Jam Tapes and CDs, which was a very popular store.
Yeah, it really was.
And in the parking lot in Thomasville, because you got to go back. Now, actually, the Cool Jam Tapes and CDs was an idea of a friend of mine, Kevin Sanders. It was really his idea. I just kind of took the bull by the horns and just ran with it and just made it work. But again, people were coming to me about the latest songs, what's hot, what's not. Jam got it. See what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So, and then again, my friend was like, hey man, people always hitting you up about a cassette or always about this music, so give them a place to come and get it. So that's how that manifested into Cool Jam tapes and CDs, which that store exceeded way beyond.
Yeah, it was bigger than like just a store.
Right, it really was. A lot of people might not know this, but our record labels would pay me to go to California or Chicago or whatever to these big music conventions and awards. They used to have a bunch of awards, and for people that maybe might have trophies. And at first I didn't display them because to me it wasn't about, I'm like not a braggy person.
Yeah, you're extra humble.
But I would win these awards. So it was putting that store on a national level to where I would get phone calls from record labels, and I'm like, man, I'm sitting in this little town in Thomasville, North Carolina, and Suge Knight or Suge Knight's assistant, hey, this is Def Row Records, they would call the store. Def Jam, Russell Simmons, or maybe not Russell Simmons, or their assistant, and they would call and want to see what's going on, what's happening, which is how I was able to get certain artists to come through, promotional wise, and then a lot of promoters. I got to know a lot of promoters in the music industry as well. So
you exposed the city to a lot,
right.
With it being Thomasville, and I guess that because with it being Thomasville, a lot of people in Thomasville really love music, and I think that stems from your exposure. Because just as a little girl, watching you, knowing your name from the mix, or my parents attending certain parties,
and they talk about it.
Yeah, and I think it created a vibe for Thomasville to have you from Thomasville, still in Thomasville, doing for Thomasville, but able to get Thomasville that global
national recognition.
Yeah,
there were opportunities for me to move. There were opportunities for me to go to New York and do things. But at the time I had kids, and as passionate as I am about business, I'm also passionate about being a father and all that whatnot. So I said, I can't do it. I'm gonna have to just make it work here. And why not? Why? Just because nobody else has done it doesn't mean that I can't do it. So I was real. And my thing is this: as Rakim said, it ain't where you from, it's where you at.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So I said, I can make this work. I can try to make this work here, and it worked. It worked out pretty good.
So being from the 80s era, how did you not get wrapped up in all the drugs that came with the era?
That was a true blessing from God, because was I around it? Yes. I'm talking about around people actually using it. I was 19, 20. Of course, I'm not gonna put names out there, but I used to DJ for these guys that I really looked up to at the time, and they was on this radio station. But they couldn't DJ. They could work the radio, but they couldn't DJ. So they would take me out to Asheville or wherever we were going. I'm riding in the car, and they sniffing cocaine. I'm in the back seat with my headphones on and listening to like a Walkman at the time. Just getting ready for this party. I just wanted to DJ. That's all I wanted to do. I just wanted to DJ, and that's it. But I can't explain that other than the fact that I love me. I love my body. I'm 53 years old, but I try not to, I try to stay in shape. So I've always loved me. And I just didn't want to put nothing inside me that's going to take away from me being me being fit. But I really can't explain, because when I tell you I was around it, I was around it.
It was a good era. Yeah, you're partying. Yeah. Right. You create the vibe.
You got drinking. I'm not a big drinker now. Will I drink? Yeah, but I can go 5-6 months without even drinking. And I'm in clubs. And not to mention, it's free for me.
Right.
Hey Jan, what you need? I got you. What you need? You need some vodka? You need some Ciroc or something? Well, back then it was something different, but yeah. So it's just, hey man, I just want to DJ, bro. Bring me some water. You know, and I'm good. You know.
So it was just that passion, just for the music, not the atmosphere, or I'm the DJ. Because some people, when they are popping, especially in that atmosphere, it is a little arrogance with it. So it was purely the love for.
The only thing and this is gonna get into the hip hop, the artist side of it, because I've dealt with I've been in studios, dealt with artists. The only thing that I look back at it, my passion was so strong for DJing and music that it did not let the drugs or the drinking override it. For the artists out there, a lot of them feel like in order to be a good artist, I gotta go in the studio and smoke this weed, or I gotta drink, smoke, get high. I can't write unless I'm high. I don't know if that's true or not, but to me, it's like, man, keep your mind clear, you know. And I know a lot of artists that was established that would talk about getting high, and they really didn't get high, but it was just and that's what I didn't like about that misconception that why are you putting this stuff out there?
It rhymes.
These kids coming up,
Yeah.
These kids coming up thinking in order for me to be like him, I gotta do what he's doing, but then he ain't doing it. You know what I mean? Because I'm in the studio with you. I see that you a smart dude. You got your head on straight, but I see you in interviews and you totally different, or I see your videos and it's totally different. You know, so, you know, that was a little like, wow, this is a very misleading type of business, you know. But anyway, so my message is, you know, if you have to do what you have to do what you do. I don't knock nobody for doing anything. But my passion, I just say the point I'm trying to make is let your passion override that. You know, let your passion override it.
With being in the music for so long, what are the main changes that you see? That was for the better, or maybe?
Oh, that's easy for me. It's the lyrical content. Now, let me say this, because again, I said my age earlier, and I'm not ashamed of that. What I do know and understand is hip hop is not made for me now. You know what I mean? It's not. I'm not in that demographic of hip hop. I totally understand that. So, but the essence of hip hop, like if you look at the essence of country music gonna have the newer artists that's gonna, you know, have a little more of, it's gonna change, but it's gonna stick to the roots of what country is. All I think with hip hop is we got away from the base, the root of it. I'm not saying every record has to be positive or motivational, but it's when everything is about women shaking their booties and all this, that, and the other, and I'm getting high and I'm getting this. That's totally like not what hip hop was about. Hip hop in the beginning was an expression of what's going wrong in the neighborhood. You know, it was a way of telling the news. You know what I mean? So like the news wasn't gonna come down here and report what's happening, so we're gonna report it in our rhyme. Now we're gonna talk about us getting better, us sticking together. Like you had songs like Self-Destruction back in the day and all that stuff like that. Well, that was hip hop, and that's what it was for. It was like, if you're sad, if you're going through something, you lost your job, this music will make you feel like I can still survive. This music will make you feel like I can overcome whatever it is. So, which is similar almost, I'm not trying to say about like gospel, but it's supposed to give you that same feeling of hope. You know what I mean? Now, I don't have a problem with, if you're, and I'm talking, now I'm gonna get to radio, because that is the big vehicle for hip hop. I don't have a problem with trap music or some of the newer hip hop talking about partying and drinking, but that's all you're giving us. Like, if you can balance that out, then I wouldn't have as much of a problem with it. But that's my problem, is everything is about drinking, smoking, getting high. You know what I mean? That's my problem with it.
And it's only so far that people.
Yeah, I mean, after a while, okay, I've heard that. I've heard you talk about pop nowadays on, you know, I've heard some songs. Because I listen to hip hop every now and then because it's still music. And as much as I know it's not for me, as much as I don't like it, I still love it. You know what I mean? I still have that love for it. And it's like, you know, obviously you got some people like Kendrick Lamar that'll be like, oh yeah, you know, or J. Cole that's kicking that. But that's, from what radio, that's you know, you're not gonna get that much. You're not gonna get much of that unless you go to Fayetteville with J. Cole when they play it all the time. But the balance is totally off. So now you got, and my thing is, you got kids that's 5, 6, 7 years old riding in the back seat with their parents blasting this music, talking about getting high, drinking, and smoking. Well, you know, if you can get in the mindset of a child, well, if I'm in the back seat of my mama talking about this and she like it on my daddy, then it must be cool. It must be good. It must be something that I can do. So, and then you pass that seed on that I need to smoke and get high.
What would you say are your biggest struggles with the radio, DJing? What was one of your struggles or obstacles that you feel like you had to get over, or
with radio? Not my radio station. You talking about just radio?
Just in your career in general.
It's politics and radio again, because radio station is programmed. A lot of people don't know this, but the guy that you hear on the microphone that's talking on the radio, he has really probably no control over the music. For most stations, it's pre-programmed. It's coming around. Even with the mix, the DJs, certain songs they have to play, certain songs they have to put in their mix. So whether you like it or not, and this is an absolute true story. For most people know that radio stations now they'll have a hip hop station and an R&B station. And I just want people to understand, I'm not only just talking about Greensboro, 102 Jams, and 97, because I've been around, I'm talking about radio stations in general. But I was at a radio station, and for people that's been in a radio station, the hip hop, you go out this hall, this door, there's a hip hop station, and across the hall is the R&B station. So they're all in the same building. So I was at this station, and we were at the old school side. And we over there, I'm talking to the guy, we can go to this club, to the old school party, go to the club. So when we go out in the hallway, we gotta go by the hip hop station. So the person that's on the air about 11 o'clock at night, they're ready to go outside and smoke a cigarette as we're leaving. So they're like, what y'all up to? Where y'all going? They didn't really know me. Obviously, I wasn't in this area, but they didn't really know me. And said, well, we're going to such and such. I'm like, oh man. Now this is the person that's on the air at this hip hop station. I kid you not. And this one I said, something's wrong. They said, oh man, I wish I could go hang out with y'all, man, at the old school party, man. I gotta sit here and keep playing this whack ass music. So I'm looking at them like, you don't like the music you playing on the radio? So, and I actually said, so, cause I was curious. I was like, so you ain't really feeling it? She said, nah, this ain't my type of music. I ain't really feeling it. The weird part is when we get in the car, his station is already just, I guess he was listening to the hip hop station. So by the time we walk and put some stuff in the trunk and we get in the car and we driving off, this person that just said about going, I hear them come on the air talking about, yo, this new joint is hot, it's fine. I'm like, it's fake. Now you're saying all jocks on hip hop stations feel that way, but it's fake. If a station called me and say, hey man, you doing your thing, we want you to come to the station, my first thing is, how much freedom do I have? And I've had this, and if you ain't gonna give me that freedom, I'm like, I'm good. Cause I know if I go to, and I'll just say 97, let's say if I go to 97 in Greensboro, when people tune in, they expecting to hear the Jimmy Jam from 90.1 or the Jimmy Jam from the clubs. And if I can't give you that, like, man, what's wrong with him? Why are you tripping? I'm not gonna do that to
It'll mess up your brain, yeah.
Right, so I'm not gonna do. So I'd rather say no than mess up the brain.
So freedom is you expressing yourself and being true to your passion.
Right.
Over money is
yeah, which is another reason why I created this. It's another reason why I created that. It's my own station. I can do what I want to do, and that doesn't mean I'm a wild out. It's just that I can do what I want to do. You know, I have that freedom. My thing is, I just love good music, reggae, like even some current stuff. I play some current stuff, reggae, current stuff, gospel. I play gospel. I just love good music.
And how long has your internet radio been?
I debuted on my birthday, January 16th of this year. So
okay.
It's brand new. Yeah, it's brand new. I mean, I know my thing is it's costing me, but I just love doing it. You know what I mean? Because right now I'm not trying to really bring in revenue from the state. I'm just building up my listenership. I'm a few thousand people listening now. You know, which I was not expecting that in the first month. Now, for commercial stations, that's a small number. For me, that's huge. You know what I mean? For me, that's huge, man. So.
And it can be downloaded on the app.
Yep, I went all out, man. I spent the money to get the Android app. You can download it. You can write to the website, jamsoldschooolradio.com. Right there, where it says listen live, up under there is a link to download the iPhone app, and there's a link to download the Android app. So you can download either app from there.
Okay, these are my 2 standard questions.
Right.
What is a quote that has motivated you to move forward?
I come up with a lot of my own little kind of quotes.
Okay,
So,
here we go.
Yeah. So one of my, well, this, you know what, it might be, I think this may be out there, or it's something similar to this, because you probably heard this, but I'm not saying it the same way. I'm saying it similar. My thing is, I'd rather try and fail than I try at all. It's a similar quote to that. That might be it, but that's one of the ones that I really could say I live. I'm gonna try it. You know, you got another little quote. You got one swing in this thing called life. One day I'm gonna be 80 years old, man, and I want to look back and say I tried. So I was driving, and I saw this billboard, and I said I'll never forget that quote. It said, "Stay afraid, but do it anyway." See what I'm saying? And that's when I said, you know what?
Let's go. Yeah.
That's it. One thing I always say is, when you dream, your eyes are always closed. When you dream at night, your eyes are closed. Even if you daydream, your eyes are open, but you don't see anything. You know how people wake like, hey, wake up, but you don't see nothing. Even though your eyes are open, when you daydream and when you're dreaming, and when you're dreaming in bed, your eyes are closed. The whole point behind that is, nobody can see your dream but you. See, I don't take my dreams on people because well, to a certain degree, but if I do take it and how they respond, it doesn't affect me because I know you can't see what I see. Because this is my dream. So if I say, hey man, I'm gonna start a radio station, right? I've already pictured all this already. I've already got it in my head. This is what my station gonna do. It might not have what it looks like, but I got what it's gonna be doing. So somebody could say, man, that ain't gonna work, man. You can't. To me, you're supposed to say that because this is my dream. You can't see it. Now I can show it to you when I'm done, but I'll tell anybody that if you have a dream, keep it to yourself as much as you can. Now that doesn't mean go to somebody that did it before you and try to get some advice. Right. But your dream, you have to kind of keep that to yourself, because the more you keep it to yourself, the more you will find yourself internalizing and thinking about it, and you start seeing it come. Now you gotta put that work in. You know, you can't just dream, but you gotta put the work in. So when you ask me about a quote, you made me think about that little thing that I always say: a dream, that's just for you.
So as entrepreneurs, we have the power to create the world in our own image. Steve Jobs did it. Walt Disney did it. Sam Walton did it with Walmart. So what does your world look like? Since you have created this world, in one sentence, what does DJ Jimmy Jam's world look like?
So my world is just being able to touch people more, educate them a little bit more, and let them understand that you can do whatever you want to do in this world, but you got obstacles that are put there on purpose that you're gonna have to overcome. Again, you asked me why I didn't do drugs back then. Obviously, I didn't have this mindset in the 80s, but for some odd reason, I kind of understood that. Like, this can't help me. Like, these drugs can't help me. Even though it might make me feel good, or it might make me, I don't know, escape. I don't know what it is. I just know I was gonna
You didn't want to find out.
Right. So I just knew that these drugs can't help me. You know, so now when you 15, 16 years old, you listen to all this music, and every artist you listen to is talking about getting high and smoking. What is it gonna make you want to do? If they're all doing it and they're famous and
it might help me.
I'm falling right in. So, but that's my world, is just to maybe get that message out there a little bit more, to educate people a little bit more.
With hip hop, most recently, now, you know, the killing of Nipsey Hussle. You were doing a lot of DJing when Tupac was killed, when Biggie was killed.
Right.
How does that make you feel as a music lover, cultural? How does that make you feel as a black man, or what do you think could be done?
Well, it's obviously sad because somebody lost their life. Somebody's family lost an uncle, brother, cousin, friend, The law deaths, I don't know if people really understand the magnitude of one death. It's huge.
My quote for death is it's the loudest silence ever.
Right.
When someone dies.
It's huge. It's very sad, and it's not so much, and to be honest with you, it's not so much of the artists. And I know there's going to be obviously more, those names are way more recognized than people around, but it's even people that's killed locally. You know what I mean? Like the impact of that is huge. Again, that goes back to that mindset of, here's the question, where did you get that mindset from? To where you just want to take not only another person out, but another black person out. Like, you woke up with that mindset. You know, like, some of us out here trying to work hard. You might not even trying to start your own business or do your own thing. You're just trying to go to work, get your check, take care of your family. That's their mindset. My mindset is I'm trying to do my thing, take care of my family. That's my mindset. Why is your mindset that you hate this man so much, Nipsey, or you jealous of him so much that you're gonna take him out? Now, I don't know what's going on in LA. I don't know what could have happened, but I'm saying, why is that your mindset though?
Thank you so much for sitting down with me.
I appreciate you.
I've learned a lot. I learned a lot from this interview, and I just wish you much success. And we're signing off. Make sure you view and subscribe. This is Thomasville, North Carolina, baby. The dream is in the discipline.